So, what's happened so far in this story is the professor works at the University of Edinburgh. A professor of archaeology, Elias Crowley, has gone on a dig to this town called Ravenswood, and since he left, there have been lots of rumours and stories of terrible happenings coming back to the university. And the professor, for whatever reason, best known to the university dean, has been dispatched. Could you go? It sounds like Professor Crowley may be going slightly la-la. That's well within your expertise. Can you go out, check what's going on, bring him back with minimum reputation damage to the university? The professor, when they received this sort of message from the dean, was about to have a therapy session with Marjorie Pepin, not Captain Barnacles,
Captain Edgar Wint.
Captain Edgar Wint, and Jessie's character, who's a boxer. As you've discovered, Captain Wint is a retired merchant navyman who may have seen weird things when he fell in the ocean and has been landlocked since.
Very afraid of water.
Marjorie Pepin is...
You don't know.
No, you go.
Marjorie Pepin is, well, she had a really weird dad who was super into all the occult stuff, and then she left to go be a film star, which is what she's doing, and then weird stuff started happening, and I think she thought she was going crazy, so...
Yeah. So Preppin Pepin is a well-known doomsday prepper who builds bunkers, and Marjorie doesn't believe in that stuff. So she's quite an upmarket young woman, has arrived with 12 suitcases to this place, and then made everybody else carry them. And then we've got Professor Lang, who is a dedicated studier of the psyche.
Dedicated practitioner of the psychological arts.
Yeah. Firm believer in science and all things science.
There is no such thing as the occult.
No such thing.
There's only deep perversions of the mind.
So so far they've rocked up in this town where strange things have been happening. They've been to the house of Professor Crowley has rented, and discovered his previous co-worker, Professor Voss, who has raised significant concerns that Crowley has become overly obsessed with the occult and uncovering an artifact which may bring rise to one of the sort of famed mythos gods, and that he's trying to work with this cult to bring this. Yeah, there's notes. To bring this being back into some kind of power, and she terribly regrets her involvement with him and has basically locked herself in a room and kept out of his way. There's a browbeaten sheriff who basically had a bit of a nervous breakdown about the amount of work that she's had to do. There was some transient assistance provided to the sheriff by going to see what Elsie Bradshaw's cellar problems were that resulted in Elsie Bradshaw's sanity holding on by one single point, and she has been relocated to the safety of Professor Lang's bed in the inn for overnight observation, despite the fact that none of you were there to observe her. Unclear about that. There were lots of rats in the cellar. They left the rats in the cellar and bailed.
One at point blank range.
Oh, they shot one. Yeah, Jesse's character shot one at point blank range.
Yeah,
they've headed out of Ravenswood. To pull the map up. They've headed out of Ravenswood. Here you go. There is a map, which is also there. It's also on the big screen. So they've headed out this way into the forest, and they came across a dig site in the forest, which is where the archaeologists have been working. So they're looking for Professor...
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
They're having a fight.
So they've been looking for. It is you now. They've been looking for Professor Crowley. What I would suggest is, so you had just finished investigating this tent, and I think somebody actually managed to get a 0 on investigation, or that was you, yeah, which is amazing. You found footprints moving away from the tent towards what looks like a shack on the far side of the dig site, so over here. You found some scribbled notes and things like that within the tent, which is and you found some sort of shards of bits and pieces and some weird residue on the tent flap. As you come out, sort of dusk is falling. As you come out, you see whatever Indiana Jones over there. What do they see as they come out of this tent? So they're investigating this dig site. So there's these 3 relatively disparate individuals coming out of a tent. You've never seen them before.
They would see. I probably would have like dust on my face, a bunch of brushes nearby. The one thing is that my hair is combed. As I light a smoke, sit there, on smoker, I guess.
Smoker.
Yeah. That's, classic archaeologist. Like, I don't know. He looks like he's probably 1950s smoker.
Yeah. Okay. So you've not been part of this dig. You've also come into town. You've rented rooms in town and have headed out. So you've arrived just after them because you've heard there's this archaeological site. You don't know, you've never met Crowley. You don't know anything about him. You've just heard that there's this archaeological dig going on here. There's lots of activity, and you've sort of set out to find out what's going on. Is there anything interesting? Can you get some work? Can you basically piggyback your academic findings off the work that has already been done by the hard-working archaeologists who've been doing all the actual work, that kind of thing. So you come out and you find these 3.
Like, he's not professional. He is like the dude in the khaki that's like roughed up.
Okay.
I'll pull out my revolver and say, "Where the hell are you?"
I'm Nevada Jones.
I get a new page in my notebook and start writing out a new case file.
This here be a dig site.
Of course, it's a dig site.
What's the name of the cult?
The cult of the Horn.
Oh, cool. It's the cult of the Horn.
Yeah.
I will look up and down and say, what do you know about the cult of the Horned One?
Can I do some sort of check to know what I know about
Yeah.
the cult of the Horned One?
That would be
Is it a cult or history?
occult.
So that is 7, which passes.
Yep.
For a beginner.
Is it less than what we've got?
I've got 60.
Yeah.
Oh, it's less.
Yeah.
Oh, it's
Oh, so that's a fail.
That's a fail.
So it's a 70. Yeah, you'll get used to this really brutal checking mechanism that goes, I know nothing about anything. You've heard of cults. You know what cults are. You think you might have seen 1 or 2 cult members maybe knocking around town based on their just general odd appearance and shutting of curtains as you walk past. But you've not heard of this cult of the Horned One. It doesn't ring any bells to you at all.
And correct me what you said exactly like, what do you know about
Yeah, what do you know?
The occult, it's the cult. My Aunt Betty once knew a cult. He was a nice guy.
I'll lower my revolver and say, I like the cut of his jib. Captain Edgar Winch.
I stand from afar, just writing notes. You see a very plump man in
Very
his suit.
stern nod.
This Aunt Betty of yours, did she raise you?
You've got a full character family tree planned out, right there.
Yeah, are you ready?
No, my father, Frank Jones, who you might know because his discoveries are quite famous.
Discovers what field?
Archaeology, of course.
Oh, archaeologists. A lesser science. And your mother?
Doctor,
Welcome to the hardcore blagging.
Why does my ma have anything to do with this here archaeological dig site?
I take my spectacles off and kind of throw out my cane and walk towards you. Professor Arthur Lang, psychoanalyst.
I don't think there's much to analyze with me.
I beg to differ. You're here in the middle of an occult dig site, talking about your Aunt Betty. Certainly stirs some familial feelings.
She does make a lovely living tart.
English?
Yeah, the wiki for this is really fascinating.
You're not part of this cult. What are you doing here?
I heard there was a dig site nearby and I came to look at it. See, I got my brush.
Would you be able to tell us much about what's happening?
No, I just got here. I don't even know.
Right, but you're an archaeologist.
Yeah, I'm an archaeologist professor that just got told.
Oh, you're a professor as well.
Yes.
What university?
Pick one.
What? Cambridge. No, I can't. No, I think it's from Arkham. Arkham. Oh no. Yeah, Arkham. Arkham University.
Arkham, Massachusetts.
That's America. Is that Ivy League?
What are you become bracketing your parents in?
Did you go holidaying in the Bahamas?
I don't think my father ever cared much for sending me to Ivy League University. He was too busy off traveling the world.
Absolute father.
He took me to some of his digs when I was younger.
I'm going to put a hand into it. Let me give you a free advice. Just stop talking to the professor or they'll keep going. They'll just
Stop talking, Gary.
Anyway,
So what brings you guys, who are not archaeologists, to a dig site?
we've alright. The professor here has requested help running an errand on behalf of his institution. So, an academic has gone missing. You think he might be involved in some cult activity?
You wouldn't know one Elias Crowley, would you?
Can't say the name.
You may have read some of his academic papers, but you've never met him.
Right.
He's a pretty well-known archaeologist, but you've never met him.
I recall his amazing work on fossilized tree sap.
That's a new discovery of his, obviously. Changing interests.
Mm-mm.
Well, did you see any indications in his prior work that he was being drawn to the occult? Seems to be a pattern here.
Can I roll on that?
Yeah, you can roll history to see what you remember about Elias Crowley.
Okay, that's good. 48 is a pass.
Okay. So you know that Elias was a relatively prolific published archaeologist. You not so much of a book-reading archaeologist, so much as a practical tagging on the back of other people's dig sites and trying to find something that's going to make your fortune without doing a huge amount of actual academic study. He's published, wrote lots of things. Interested in various early artifacts, but he over the last couple of years has largely stopped publishing, fallen out of the literature, really not much at all. You've heard rumours that one or two of his papers were really quite deranged and nonsensical. It never got past the peer review stage, and became a little bit of a laughing stock on the sort of the university circuit, but not really your sort of big strength academia.
I have not seen much of his work lately. I've definitely listened, but I couldn't say much.
Sorry.
Okay.
I'll take you aside just for a second. I'll come up first. If you don't mind me just confidentially. These individuals, privacy, these individuals afflicted of the mind. I'm bringing them here to get rid of these delusions of the occult. I believe Crowley might have been one of them if we could find evidence that he is being here and that he is, likely to be committed. I can take him back to the university. But you mustn't convince these lot that there is any truth to the occult. No mention of Crowley's deranged ramblings. Do not give them any credit. Agreed?
You can roll charm.
Talking?
Or, well, first, you're not really trying to deceive, I don't think, so it's probably charm. So psychology would be the equivalent
That's
of insight.
83.
An 83 is not going to be a pass.
49 is a pass on psychology. Oh no, it's a fail.
Okay, so a fail on on charming and a fail on insight, effectively. So you can interpret that however you like. So what do you think of the professor's convince his patients that the occult isn't real?
We can't have them going around believing this nonsense.
You have no idea what their motives are at all.
I
None
don't.
at all.
I don't even know how to respond. I'm like, because my character does believe in the occult.
That's fine.
Yeah. But, okay.
If you want to try and deceive, in terms of, I absolutely don't believe in the occult at all, I'll do everything you want, that would be fast talk.
I'm just gonna say, now listen here, you're playing a lady character.
No, I'm a
Old
very
and
old man.
old portly professor.
Listen here, I don't know, how do you refer to older man? Charmingly,
Old sport.
Yeah, listen here, old sport. That'll do. Have you ever looked in the mirror and wondered if you're the only one with a different opinion, then maybe you're in the wrong?
Oh, you see, I removed all the mirrors from my house.
Bloody Mary.
Pepin, what are you up to while all of this random conversation's going on? What are you wearing, by the way, to a dig site? Because you didn't get changed, did you?
No.
So, what are you wearing to this dig site?
I'm wearing, there's a dress. You can't really see the dress. And then a coat. I'm thinking of how to describe it. It's pink and it's long,
Like a trench coat.
I wouldn't call it a trench coat, but it is that kind of long shape. And then she has little heels on. Really not suited for this kind of environment.
Okay, so
Just try not to slip.
So there's a well-heeled, well-dressed lady in pink standing at the edge of this filthy dig site and tent, by the way, while all of this is going on. Probably trying to distance herself, having had previous conversations with the professor. If you wanted to, as an archaeologist, you could inspect the dig site. So there's a sort of a site, the excavation tools. There's these tents surrounding it. There's this weird hum, sort of coming out of this hole in the ground, relatively shallow, and there's this sort of makeshift scaffolding, and then inside this pit you can see some exposed, partially unearthed ruins, stone ruins with it. So as an archaeologist, you can, if you wish to see if you do any better than these guys did, have a look at the ruins.
I mean, I'll try. Are there actually other archaeologists around here I can check to as well?
At the moment, you've not found anyone.
It's abandoned.
Yeah.
We've
Although
done
you found some,
footprints
although she's found some footprints,
Do you,
but you don't know that.
have you guys by chance heard of what happened to, if this is an abandoned dig site? There doesn't seem to be anyone around.
Yes, that's what abandoned usually means.
Oh god, why am I rolling good?
Never happened before.
I got 93, this is what I picked.
So 93, you can see there's stones down there, and that's
Very good.
literally it. If and anybody who's sort of looking at this archaeologist really inexpertly brushing stuff, and
We're
just
getting
like,
more dust on me.
yeah, this is just,
Covering.
you're like, this guy doesn't know what he's doing at all. There are some other things you could do. You could do occult. You could do chemistry or biology if you wanted to. You could do.
Sorry, I just remembered that I've got rapier fencing as a skill.
Oh, you have got rapier fencing as a skill. I was once a scholar in fencing.
How does this guy have no anthropology?
It's bad luck.
You might be an archaeologist of, like, I don't know,
Tree sex.
fossils.
Yeah,
No, that's a paleontologist.
So you can do, you could do occult, or you could do language, or you could do biology or chemistry,
Occult, focusing on this heart.
If you've got those. And you could also do spot
natural
hidden,
world?
and you could do natural world. Yeah.
Could I do hypnosis to see if there's some sort of, like, hypnotic pattern to this?
Go for your life.
Fail on natural world.
Any checks that Marjorie would like to? Passed occult, a pass, straight pass, or a hard pass. So how low did you go?
No, it's hang on. It's a hard pass.
A hard pass. So yeah, so if you roll below the one in the middle, that would be like a hard pass. So the lower you roll. If you roll below the very small number, that's like effectively a crit. And a 0 is always a crit, and 100 is always a crit in the other direction. Yep. So with an occult, you see runes, which you put down to your excellent brushing. But it's more that you've just noticed them. The brushing's not really made any difference. They're slightly dustier now than they were when you started. But you notice that there are runes around this sort of stone in the middle, and you can read them with a hard occult, which reads, "Do not disturb the Harbinger's tomb."
Oh.
Okay, I'm gonna go over to the professor and be like, "Excuse me, miss.
Professor. Or doctor,
Sorry.
if you must.
Doctor, if
doctor.
you must.
Excuse me, doctor.
Yes.
See these runes here? That are quite occult looking. They say something about harbingers and not touching shit.
Occult runes.
Can I see if the runes that I drew in my book match the runes here?
From the floor. Yes, you can. So you can just do a direct comparison. You don't need to roll for that. So if you get our archaeology friend to point out the runes, you have a book with the runes that were under the rats that you've drawn. Yes, the runes absolutely match.
Ooh, good find. Poor technique, but a good find. Would you tell me exactly what it said?
It says exactly, "Do not disturb
I didn't write it
I'm not
down.
That's Harbinger.
the Harbinger's tomb."
Poor note taking.
I was distracted, right?
I didn't see.
I was being a
Nice.
silly old.
That's on the way as well. That's on the way.
Did I tell you what Mum did the other day? She did. Another photo. She was like, "Oh, by the way, can you talk your sister into going to uni?" She's not really. She didn't say that. She's like, "Oh, by the way, next time you talk to Mason."
She doesn't have to go to uni.
So, the natural world.
Fail. 59
Okay.
out of 20.
You don't see anything natural in this pit.
This is a pit against the mark of godness. I'll give the pit just a discontented look. Does the pit look back?
Spot hidden.
I'm actually good at that. I might pass. But not with a 72, I don't think. Oh no, yeah, that's a pass, but not a hard pass.
You're pretty sure that one of the central runes on this stone in the middle, so there's engraving around this stone, the stone in the middle, that this sort of central rune winks at you.
I'll probably ask the archaeologist what that rune says.
Okay. You can also roll sanity while you're...
Oh, thanks.
Sorry.
I can or I must?
Yeah.
74, that's a failure.
Okay. You don't lose any sanity at the moment, but you're concerned that, you know, all of these things are related. That sort of conspiracy, the book, the waves, the salt water, the rotting smell, the winking eye on the rock, that this is all... that you are less and less confident in the professor's belief in science.
Friends pulled taut.
Okay. Marjorie, would you like to do any checks on this pit, or are you drawing yourself?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Did you say
Yeah. Do you want to do anything before we stop for dinner?
I failed on the hypnosis as well.
You try sort of a pendulum with your work to see whether or not it tracks in any particular distance. You weren't so much of a believer in that particular technique. It doesn't appear to. You do the straightforward swinging. You notice that our friend the boxer passes out behind you as you start swinging the pendulum backwards and forwards. He's just sort of... And you're like, but nothing appears to happen to the pit.
That's encouraging. Shall we get food?
Yes, let's get food. All right. Anyway, so you are around this. You are standing around this excavation pit while your new friend expertly dusts dust onto the runes. So you notice these runes. Do not disturb the Harbinger's tomb. I think failed at Natural World. Marjorie, are you doing anything around this grave, or are you just looking at...
I don't really think I would.
Fine.
Yeah. I'm just going to be like, well, if it
You
says
spot
not to
hidden
do
if you
something,
want.
we must do it. And I'm just going to jump.
I will do that.
You're jumping...
I'm going into the hole.
You're going in the hole. Okay.
Yeah. I'm hoping people follow. But it says on my character sheet that I'm reckless and often jump in feet first. So,
Literally.
feet first, I'm jumping in this hole.
I got 26 plus got hidden and 40 is mine.
As he jumps in this hole, you go... you should look at that. And there's Marjorie's pointing at this sort of pedestal, which is sort of half unearthed at the bottom of this and in the centre of this pit. And from what you can see with Spot Hidden, is that this looks like it's covered in scratches, like somebody's tried to forcibly remove it, but with claws.
Are the claw marks the same as the ones we found in the house?
Oh, history.
Do I have history?
This is the same thing that winked at me a minute ago, isn't it?
Yeah.
What's his... Oh, there it is.
I'll be looking at the room.
No. You can't tell. They look like scratch marks, but you can't tell whether they're the same or different.
Okay.
What was that? The rune.
Can you read it?
Yeah, so this central rune is the rune that says Harbinger. As you jump in, you can roll spot hidden, or if you wanted to do nature or archaeology to see if you can find anything at the bottom of this pit. Now you're down the hole. Nothing's happened. There's been no glowing light. There's this.
There's a call louder.
Yeah, down the bottom of this hole.
Okay.
Yeah.
Echo!
How far down are they?
Oh, it's about 15 foot down this hole. There was a ladder. For some reason, you just jumped in.
Just jump.
I'll head down the ladder.
Okay.
I'm just going to
The hole's
say,
large enough for two.
it really sounds like there's some TV static or something down here. It might be from this pedestal thing.
What is this TV you speak of?
Oh, it's 1920s, like I was thinking 1950s.
That's alright.
No, sorry, 20s.
I'm just thinking.
Marjorie is a silent movie star.
Yes.
Famous for doing her own
In the slow and the
stunts
mellow.
in the Fast and the Furious, the
Slow and
original,
mellow.
the slow and the mellow,
The
the slow and the mellow.
Wasn't very furious, couldn't be
The most interesting bit of the slow and the mellow is watching Marjorie Pepin trying to crank start the car right at the beginning of the slow and the mellow before going on a long drive through the countryside.
slow and the mellow too. More slow, more mellow.
I think there's definitely some mid-journey prompts there for some movie posters of the slow and the mellow. Slow and the Mellow 1 and Slow and the Mellow 2. Yeah, they would have been straight to DVD if such a thing had existed in the 1920s. But yeah, it did make it into the cinema for a while. So yeah,
Or like a radio static.
yeah, it's like
I haven't speak up.
Can I touch the rock in the middle?
yeah. You touch the rock in the middle. No, nothing seems to happen.
Can I archaeology check this?
Pardon?
I want an archaeology check.
You can archaeology check.
I'm the worst archaeologist. With this skill, and I keep rolling like 90 and 80.
What was that? Okay. It's definitely made of stone. And it's down a hole. Never seen anything like it. Don't know what it could be.
It appears to be a rock of some sort.
That's quite astute of you. We're surrounded by rocks.
Yeah,
Change my accent for when I'm-
You saw the footprints sort of going across, and you're standing in your heels, going, it's ridiculous. I assume you're not going down the ladder in your pink. Do you want to go down the ladder in your pink trench coat and your heels, or are you staying at the top of this hole?
How big is this?
It's a decent sized excavation. It looks like there's like a makeshift scaffolding over the top where they've been winching out the buckets of soil from the bottom. It's about 15 foot deep.
I actually might go down.
Okay.
Take a look at this rock. And I'm gonna go down, walk down very slowly down this ladder in my heels.
Okay, you
They're
can
all
roll
muddy.
climb.
Okay. Where is my...
I wouldn't normally make you roll climb for going down, but you're wearing heels and a long skirt.
No, it's 32 and climb is 20.
Okay, you slip with
Can I
your.
try and catch her as she falls? Is that a thing I can do?
I just joke away.
Yeah,
you-
I'm at the top, but she's still.
Yeah, you can roll dodge
Oh, that's really one of my skills.
to try and dodge into the path to try and
So it's
catch.
half my dexterity.
Yes.
That's a 99.
I think that's a fail.
Yeah.
So you see, you slip, and the professor goes,
Can I say I
And takes a
accidentally knocked
giant-
the-
yeah,
knocked
and
the ladder down?
absolutely, and sort of does this and whacks the side of the ladder, and from what was a little bit of a slip and one of your heels tumbling to the bottom of the pit turns into a full-on crash to the bottom of this pit.
You have 9 hit points. Come on.
You can roll D4.
Oh god. Oh,
That's a lot of damage.
yeah, you do me a lot of damage. I grow.
3.
3 from my 9.
Yep, three damage for landing very awkwardly. The ladder is now sort of fallen over into the side of this pit at a sort of canted angle. Marjorie, you're at the bottom of this pit with a twisted ankle, which is swelling up rapidly. It's going to be very difficult to get your shoe back on.
Can I do first aid?
Yeah.
Wonderful. Marjorie, what have you done?
What have I done?
With a 93, that's a failure.
Oh shit!
I've got
So
70 in first aid.
So with a 93, you pull on Marjorie's ankle.
Better?
Roll another D4.
Oh god. If I die to an ankle injury, I will haunt you all.
I look at this and I just go, that's not how we do it, and I'm going to rip off like a little bit of my sleeve, and I'm going to do first aid as well.
God,
You can roll
it's
your...
the old lady all over again. Just me and I'm important.
It's the old lady all
Sorry,
over
very
again.
practice. Lost my right one in an
D4.
accident. Not used to working on a
Hey!
Oh.
So another one.
Okay.
Was that success?
Success.
Hard success or plain success?
Just fine.
Alright, you can take the one off.
As I'm like,
Thank you so much.
it's okay, Les.
You start to bandage, you're ripping some shirt off and starting to bandage this rapidly swelling ankle that's just been
It's happening.
realigned. I'm unclear how you're going to get your shoe back on at this stage.
Marjorie! I'm not talking to you right now.
Is that an option?
Is there anything you'd like to do now you're down the hole?
Okay, can I give
You're-
her some of my aspirin?
Oh,
Just throw it down. That's what I was gonna do. I just get out the jar and just like rattle all the white pills.
at least it's not the prunes, which is
I
Step
did
up,
think
step up.
for a second there. For a prune.
for a prune. Are you going to have an aspirin?
Fine, I will have that aspirin. Judge me an aspirin.
Okay. You take an aspirin, you can take another point off
No.
of your damage from aspirin healing. Your ankle is still pretty swollen unless you can get some ice on that. You know, it's going to be difficult with the t-shirt bandage to be able to get your shoe back on. Also, your coat is really muddy, and you've got a slight, and your pantyhose, your stockings are.
You've got
Oh,
ladders.
you've got ladders in both of your stockings.
I'm devastated.
Yep.
You know how expensive this costs, guys. You don't know Mr. Tweed.
Hang on.
This is Harriet Tweed!
I just say, hang on, be quiet for a second. As
Harriet Tweed.
I put my ear to this pedestal, and I'm going to try and do a cop check.
Okay.
To this coming.
Yeah.
Shh. Yeah, no, that didn't work.
Can I help at all by like blocking their ear?
Yeah, you can block the other ear. Yeah.
Okay, we'll
Roll it again.
Roll it again.
Yeah. So you've got one ear.
I'm just taking field
Hey, that
notes at the
works.
top.
Well, it was only a red success. but,
Okay.
you know,
Uh,
it worked.
You hear watching.
I'm going to go, watching.
Oh, he's lost it.
It says it's
watching. What is watching? I'm watching. Is there something watching you?
I assume it's not you.
We should crack
Unless
it
you go
open.
bzzz.
We should crack it
Don't
open.
hurt a bathroom.
Well, we can if I pull out my
After all, it
revolver.
is just straight
Can I
up.
do a
Crack
like
it open?
mechanical repair check maybe to see if
Ooh.
we could just bust this open?
Yeah. Go for it.
Not amazing, 51. With an 88, that would fail. Oh, we're all rolling high today.
Yeah, you're rolling really
I
well.
wish this was D&D.
Yeah.
Can I look at it, fail the check, and go, We can bust that open, and then I'll pull out my revolver as well.
Okay, we'll both fire.
On 3. 1,
One,
2, 3.
So you shoot this thing,
Yeah.
and what you the buzzing continues, but what you notice is that this sticky black residue starts to seep out of the chips where the bullets.
It's bleeding.
I think we've lost the You're not in the pit. I think we've lost the archaeologist.
I would agree.
What are you saying down there?
Can I do like a check? I don't know what check it would be, but I want to see what this liquid is.
Okay. You can roll biology, chemistry, occult. Any of those things?
Can I do natural world? I suspect it's not, but...
Yep.
I'll do occult.
The professor
Oh,
just
that's a hard pass for occult.
Oh, hard pass for occult. With a hard pass for occult, you know that this is an organic substance, but this is not from any chemical or sort of remains or human or animal thing that you would recognise. So this is definitely an organic substance, and it is not of this world.
Okay.
On occult.
I shout out to everyone. I say, I just take some of it, look at it, and go. The rock's organic, and I've never seen anything like it.
Can I add anything further with a 10 for a hard pass on the...
So you're not actually telling us.
Unnatural world. So this is 100% not natural.
Organic rock.
This
It's organic
isn't.
rock.
This isn't.
I've pulled every rock under the sun. I've never seen anything like that.
No.
Have you seen a rock? That's
I don't
organic?
think rocks could bleed. Or whatever this is.
Not bleeding, it's just purely some
Some
mud,
rocks.
perhaps.
I'm a smoker. Can I stick a bit off on a nearby stick or something?
Yeah.
And then light it on the stick away from the main source and see if it burns.
Yeah. Go for it.
Strike an action. See if anything else.
It doesn't burn.
Okay.
It just continues to drip out of this chip that you've made.
Some bubbling pool.
Is there any? Can I like think of a spot hidden
Yeah.
or use language to try and see if there's any like more runes that I might have been missing or anything like that down here?
Yeah. Go for it. Pick whatever you think would be appropriate.
Probably spot hidden.
Go for it.
Is this the same like sludge stuff that you said there was residue on like the tent flap?
Yes.
Well remembered.
Okay, that's weird.
Do you have any flasks or
What's
storage
the-
equipment maybe that we could keep some?
I have tasers. I have a deco and a St. Christopher medallion.
Oh, some medallion.
Professor, do you have any small glass vials we could store stuff in?
Well, your good friend Marjorie down there took my aspirin. It is quite a small vial if you were to empty out the aspirin.
Marjorie, you should take the rest of the aspirin and we can store some that too.
Is this just like full of like pills?
Yeah, just
Okay,
like
50 pills. Leave them all out. Put them in my pocket.
I'll be wanting those back.
Yeah, we'll
I'll
get back to
collect some up in this glass jar and then hand it over to the others.
It might be good to put out a fire.
Okay.
In case we see any more.
Yes.
Okay.
As I have like a little top pouch.
Okay. As you put it into your top pouch, you can feel it going frrr, frrr, frrr,
Oh god.
frrr, like it's almost vibrating.
Can I just like walk around the room and
Yeah.
see if it brews in different spots.
Yeah. So you walk around. You can't. It doesn't seem to.
It seems like the liquid is humming.
It's strange, isn't it?
Liquids don't hum. It's probably some atmospheric disturbance. I don't know.
What, Professor? I can't hear
A
you.
disturbance in the force.
I've been watching too much Doctor Who. Atmospheric disturbances.
Something just atmospheric.
If we could roll like anything decent on like trying to find out what this pedestal is, we would be good.
Uh,
We've just
Can
failed
I
everything.
spot hidden?
Yeah. You can spot hidden.
No, I don't think you can.
Success.
Oh.
I've got 80 in spot hidden. I rolled
Oh, that's
73,
Um.
but I've got 80 in spot hidden.
Okay.
You
You
just gotta look with your eyes.
you
I
find
was looking with my feet.
where Marjorie hit the as the ladder's fallen off to the one side, you can see sort of bones sticking out of the earth where the sort of superficial layer of earth's been displaced by the ladder falling and Marjorie crashing past it in a long coat. You can see bones sticking out of the earth down the side of in the sort of the edges of this pit.
Jones, you're in business. And I'll point them out.
Yeah, I'll go over to it and use my 1% in anthropology to try and.
Oh.
You could do
I got
archaeology. You can archaeology to try and uncover them if you want
Okay,
to.
I will attempt to uncover.
Are there
them.
any that are high enough that I could like reach them and inspect them?
Oh yeah, they're all down the inside of this
Why
thing.
am I crying?
Can
What
I
have you rolled?
New dice. Roll those ones instead.
Can I try with anthropology?
Yes, you could try with anthropology.
Let's just like vice jail those.
So you've got your brushes out, and you've brushed and you've brushed,
The 90s.
and you've made
Success.
okay. You've made absolutely no inroads on doing anything with this. You just look completely incompetent. Like these
I'm just
brushes,
like moving the sand.
you're just
around.
moving the
Professor,
sand.
I'm not a man of learning, but doesn't the soft end of the brush usually go in the dirt? You seem to be poking it with the wood there.
You might be right. Yeah,
These
maybe
American institutions, they don't teach archaeology like they used to. Let me show you how it's done in the old empire. And then I'll stop.
Do you happen to have any dynamite?
Damn Americans.
Anthropology. You pull these bones out,
I do not have done
and
I
they are long and curved, and with what looks like joints in them. You would say for a fact that these are not human, but you also can't work out what, if any, natural animal would have sort of almost like fingers or digits of some description, but with too many joints, and sort of
don't have bones.
sort of articulated.
They could.
What was
Bony
that?
tentacles.
Tentacles.
Some sort of animal.
A bony tentacle.
Like that. It's fine.
So you don't recognise this as anything natural.
The professor's assumption is it's just an extinct animal, a dinosaur, something like that.
You found something extinct and interesting.
Send for your paleontologist friends.
I'm gonna bring my vial and put it right by the bones.
Yep.
And then
As you go and put it right by the bones, Captain starts to just hear, so that just starts to sound like crashing waves, and
Keep it together.
the sound of the sea, and all you can smell coming out of this pit is brine, and you just have this sudden, overwhelming feeling that you're at the bottom of the ocean and that this pit is full of water. So roll d4.
1.
You take a 1 off your sanity points, and then roll a d100.
54.
Oh, 54. You start to feel this weird need to just fire a pistol into this wall of bones. And that's now become a complete obsession.
Yeah.
So
now, I'll empty my revolver into the wall.
Right now, and it's still there. It's the I'm running out of bullets. I have to fire this gun. I have to. So you become.
I'll call out. Stand aside, sailor! And try to reload, and then just.
You're also obsessed with anybody else's guns.
Wonderful.
Like, it's become a firearm. So you can have a mania related to firearms. So you've got.
Oh, that's so fun.
You've acquired hoplomania as your sanity is starting to crumble around you. You didn't notice anything at all, apart from there's now shit tons of dust everywhere, and you're going around.
I'd like to come down.
You can, however, roll dodge on the grounds that you're walking around, and the captain's just has just emptied a revolver.
That's a fail.
Okay, so roll whatever your revolver, 1 round of revolver damage.
That is a D10.
Yep.
Doesn't even off.
That's 5.
Fine. Here's my. Oh, I only have 9 HP.
Yeah.
It's like. Okay.
So you've just taken a huge sucking shoulder wound as the captain starts to lose it inside this pit with a revolver.
I'm just gonna cowboy draw my pistol, point it at you, and just be like, "Would you not?"
Can I grab it out of his
Yeah,
head?
you can.
Prepping the shotgun quickly!
Okay.
Can I be down at this point?
Yeah, if you want to be down, you can be down.
I'd like to interpose myself in front of you between.
That's a risky scenario.
Shotgun quickly!
Are you giving him the shot? Are you giving him the shotgun?
I've got no training in shotguns.
You hold it against your shoulder.
It's just the worst form you've ever seen.
Watch him like, oh god.
You take it back again.
And I'll just throw it at her.
Okay.
I think we all need to calm down.
What did you say?
Draw like psychology or something.
You could absolutely. You could roll psychology if you want to see, or
I would
charm
love to.
So would I.
To try and
calm
fails.
down the.
I just think it's just
gun is a coping mechanism. 21. That's good. I
It's not working very well.
No. So how are you going to calm this? Calm the captain.
The captain's trying to reload bullets into the revolver.
There are many horrors in this world. I'm sure you fought during the last Great War.
For some reason, I'm at a loss to describe. You find that calm.
No.
The-
You need to let go of the past. There's nothing there. It's just a piece of stone. I know that the earth can be scary too, especially after spending so much time in water.
Sorry. And that works?
Also, the gun is.
I don't know. I might put this under the limits of human experiences. No, it really doesn't. No, it does work. You find something about this really familiar voice that has tormented you for months and months in therapy manages to break through this sort of immediate obsession. It dampens. It doesn't go, but it comes under some kind of control. Probably as you're trying to rationalise what on earth he's talking about.
The earth is scary.
There's
There's something far worse out there. I'll just look at the professor.
While they're dealing with this shit,
You're bleeding quite heavily out of your shoulder.
I'm just gonna like limp over to the wall and be like, you know what? I had the brush the wrong way. I have a better idea. And I'm gonna pour a little bit of liquid onto the brush and start brushing the bones.
While you're bleeding out.
Okay,
Sailor, let me treat your wounds first. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on.
So you're going to try and treat those wounds?
Yeah.
Go for it.
Some aspirin?
Yeah.
Hard success.
Oh, okay.
23.
Fair enough.
70.
Okay. With a hard success, you can regain 3 HP. You bandage an aspirin into the wound and it's absorbed through the skin.
Don't worry, it's all
Just plugs the hole with the aspirin.
Plugs the hole with the aspirin, it's kind of forming some
The professor
weird...
just pops a
Do
few,
you
not
have like
because
some
he's
whiskey or
injured, but
something
he
you're
needs
throwing
some.
on it? Like, or say the rum or something?
Sterilize it.
Aspirin in my pockets. Everyone
Yeah.
reaching into my pockets. I'm
Yeah.
just sitting there and taking the aspirin.
I hope you're not eating out. You'll have, injuries if you carry on eating aspirin like Smarties.
Popping a few.
Well, he's in a different kind of... He's in a different kind of place.
I've already got enough heat.
As you take the brush, so you're using this more like kind of shoe polish on the brush.
Yeah.
This sort of black.
It's like a pastry brush, you know? Like,
Oh right,
Oh, yeah,
we're going for a
right.
pastry brush with the black stuff on
Yeah,
it.
absolutely. That'll probably be like super nice.
With the black stuff on it. That you got out the brush.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, I'm not doing anything.
Just-
I'm just like not thinking. That's what my character
Absolutely.
says I should
So as you
You like this character.
I mean,
As
he's supposed to be
you-
very smart, but this is don't think.
as you start to brush this black stuff, you see the you see these bones starting to sort of coalesce together.
I shaped them.
With what?
Have you- you you see them start to coalesce together to this sort of long single bone with what appears to be sort of long almost clawed bones coming off. So this looks like it would at some point have been a wing, maybe, of some kind. But this would be maybe the long top arch, if you think of a bat wing with bones hanging down from it. This one would probably be about 5 foot long. And it's just starting to assemble itself as you paint this weird ichor onto these bones. These bones are starting to pull together and coalesce. They're not doing anything other than that. You've never seen any...
What I was doing.
Well,
You appear to have triggered some sort of joint hallucination, I think.
Professor, give it up.
Take the aspirin.
I grabbed some more aspirin.
I go over to the professor and start like painting her arm.
This is Harris Tweed.
Oh, yeah, it's a chap. He's a short, fat, rotund professor, by the way.
Big mustache.
Arthur.
Big white mustache.
Big, yes. He's
3-piece suit, pocket watch, yeah. balding on top.
1920s
Yeah.
psychoanalyst.
Big pipe.
Not necessarily good
Paint.
psychoanalyst, but very, very popular.
It's not a pipe. A cigar. It's not a cigar.
So while this thing's sort of reforming, you can hear steps. You can hear sort of scrabbling and moving around at the top of the at the top of the pit.
I hand you my revolver as well, so you can dual wield 2 revolvers.
I can't climb the ladder.
Me neither. Join the club.
Yeah, you've got a bad ankle, so you've got one shoe.
I've got a wooden leg and no hands. I can't climb the ladder.
I would like to look for more bones. Whether that's going near the bones.
Sorry, there's someone upstairs.
The whole
I'm
of
an
this pit
archaeologist.
is now you've started like dusting, and the ladder moved, and then the professors come down, and Marjorie fell off the wall, and the sailors shot some rocks away. There's lots of bones in here. Lots of bones.
I'm just painting all.
You're just painting the bones. Okay, that's fine.
I'm going up the ladder.
Bob Ross.
You're Bob Rossing the bones. You're going up the ladder. Okay. As you head up the ladder, as when you get to the top of the ladder, you see
I'll just.
a sort of middle-aged man, probably in his early 50s, unkempt, greying hair, gaunt, dark circles around his eyes, which are just bloodshot and staring, wearing a sort of khaki shorts and a khaki shirt with boots and gaiters, but it's dirty and torn and ragged, and he's just shaking, and he's sort of he sees you coming out of the pit, and he just jumps backwards, almost comedic, jumps about 3 foot backwards, and goes,
Nerves on edge, my dear sir.
He flinches, physically flinches and recoils as you talk to him. Goes, the whispers.
Oh, the whispers.
You've come too late. It's too late.
It's never too late to help someone such as yourself. I'm quite skilled in the psychoanalytic arts.
Doctor, what's going on?
I think I've just acquired a new patient.
Oh, for God's sake. I came up the ladder to save the poor soul.
I hold the letter from the bottom just because I'm really worried about people over there.
Okay, so you get up the ladder. You see this sort of middle-aged, dishevelled chap in khaki shorts and sort of brown, heavy work boots, and just with these sort of bloodshot eyes and dark circles going. They're watching, always watching.
Who's watching?
You've come too late.
What's
It's
your name, son?
woken them. I'm Elias Crowley, archaeologist.
Ah,
And who are you?
Professor Lang, psychoanalyst.
As you
Can I hear this from down the pit?
you can hear this conversation going on. Absolutely.
I'm saying, an archaeologist.
As you continue painting, more and more of these bones start to attach together, and you're starting to see this skeleton appearing.
Hey, Doc.
I'll just say, can you come down here and help me?
He's just, it's thinning. They're here. They're almost here. We were never meant to know. We should never have seen it. What's... And he starts to head back to the shack going, we shouldn't have seen. He shouldn't have seen it.
What did you see?
They're coming.
Taylor!
They're coming.
What did you see?
They're coming.
Let me do this.
Oh,
Can I try for intimidate?
You can try for intimidate, yep.
I'm gonna make another sailor out of a crazy
Absolutely
person.
awesome. It's worked well so far. That's a success. In fact, I think that's a hard success. Intimidate. Where's my intimidate? They hide it in the heart of the No, that's a regular success.
A regular success. He's just sort of, he stops. Which one's which there?
The left says I'm here, the right says
Yeah.
all right, take me here.
That's fine. It's one of them would shut it down. I couldn't work out which was which from him. With that, he just stops, like he's frozen on the spot. And he doesn't turn and look at you. He just stops. And it's a key. It's a key. It's a key.
What's a key?
It's a key. It's a key to a bridge. A bridge and a key and a key and a bridge. And it called. And it called. And they're coming closer. And they're watching. And watching the bridge. And he's just standing there. He's just not moving. Now you've shouted at him.
The bridge is often a common manifestation of someone's fear of transition. It takes us from place to place. It crosses the Great Divide.
Did I just put my hand on the professor's shoulder?
The professor shudders slightly. You're unsure whether that is fear or relief or some existential crisis, but there's some shuddering. Are you trying to climb the ladder?
No, Marjorie is gonna
Or are you staying down here with the bones?
she's gonna take her
Better.
heel, and she's very
Well,
like
sweet, but they're right.
I
very
know, I like them.
freaked out by the whole bones coming together thing. She's gonna take her heel, she's gonna throw it up, hoping they see it come up above the hole, and she's gonna yell, "Is that Crowley? Can we go home now? We found him. No, I'm here. I can't get up the
You should
ladder."
use the shoes to climb up.
You can roll climb, and you can try and climb the ladder.
Oh, well,
You've got-
I just want to get away from this guy.
He's not in a good way, but we found him.
It was Crowley, rather.
Is he no longer Crown? My good friend, you're starting to sound like a believer.
I believe in what? I believe in the psychoanalytic arts. I believe that everything can be explained. I've lost my voice. I can't do it anymore. Everything can be explained by the phenomena that we see and the understanding of the mind.
I push the professor into the pit. I consider it for a minute.
The professor is shaking a little as he says this, as if losing faith in what he's saying.
It
It can all be explained. Everything.
it could all be explained.
We just need the right tools.
Oh, let me see.
I'm shut up. Sailor! I need more oil.
Someone come and get me, please.
Into the central thing.
As I put my little bottle under it.
More black ichor starts to come out of it. When you fire your pistol down the hole, Elias Crowley jumps and books it towards this shack, and goes inside and slams the door. Climb.
I failed the last time. Can I roll it again?
Oh, you failed to climb.
Yeah.
Can I hold the ladder steady
You roll with advantage.
so it doesn't move around as much?
I love us just implementing D&D's.
Yeah, you can roll with advantage. You roll them twice. It's assistance. It's a thing.
If I wait, hold on.
Is that a 20?
No,
Or 2?
that's what is that?
It looks like it's a 2. If it's a 0, 0, and a 2. Yeah,
That's two.
that's pretty good.
So you are so when the next hail of bullets comes down the pit, your ankle ceases to hurt for the duration it takes you to get up the ladder, and you in your one remaining boot and your bandaged ankle and your long coat, you run up this ladder with a 2, absolutely booking it out of this thing, and then you get to the top and there's stones everywhere, and it's a bit uncomfortable on your unshod foot, but you get out of that pit pretty quick, smart.
Okay. And when I look around,
Yep.
And then turn back to the professor and be like, "Where did Growly go? I want to go home."
He's retreated himself into that strange hut over there.
Can I hobble towards the hut?
You can hobble to the hut. Are you still painting?
I am babbling at this wall of like bones, and I'm like, the bones. Okay. He said something about a key. Bones. There's a set. Bones. Key. Bridge.
Can I?
I wonder where the key is.
Can I peer over the edge of the pit? And
You
then I'll
can
say,
take 3 sanity points off and roll a d100.
Great fun.
Yes, I would like to also. I don't know what's about to happen, but if I'm still somewhat sane, 72. I would like to run to him and ask him how do I activate the key. Yeah.
Okay.
coming out of the pit.
Oh, you coming out of the pit?
I mean, we'll see what happens with the sanity thing, but.
Okay.
Love.
The music was on your side.
I'm not gonna
As you-
but,
No, you come out the pit, but as you come out, so you've all these bones. You've put this ichor everywhere in this thing. So coming out of this pit are these bones, and they're almost sort of forming into this another wing, and then this sort of long, thin, sort of what looks like a vertebral column curling down into a coiled tail at the bottom. It starts to form, and these things are sort of clicking together in the bottom of this pit. And you see this, and you just start to realise that whatever this is not of this world and should not belong here. And as you start to climb away from this thing, you start to develop this sort of your heart beating faster. You get to the top of the pit and you see the professor and you see the captain, and you just have this absolutely irrational terror of men.
Fair enough.
So you look at Marjorie hobbling in her one pink shoe and her long coat across the dig site towards this shack, and you see the sailor and the professor, the captain and the professor, and you are absolutely terrified of them. You think the professor probably had something to do with it because he shot the guns, and the sailor had something to do with this. The captain had something to do with it. He shot the guns, and the professor found the bones. So between the men in this is bad, and it's probably related to men.
Alright, I will book it down the ladder, and I will take the ladder off. I will pull it off the wall so they can't come down, and I will.
I'm going to walk to the edge and stand very wide.
Stay away!
My good sir, there's no need to hide yourself in that pit. Get out!
It's all your fault. Here I am uncovering this ancient civilization, and you're just ruining everything.
Ancient civilization. There's a tablet and a bunch of bones. If that constitutes an ancient civilization, I don't know what does. Get out of the pit.
Make me.
You can.
Can I try and hypnotize him to get out of the pit?
You want to try and hypnotize him? You could try and.
There's no place to be.
You could try and hypnotize him to get out of the pit.
Do I get advantage because I'm afraid of it?
No.
Okay, what do I need to roll on? Or just shoot?
That fails. Get out of the pit. Get out of the pit. Get out
It's
of the
never worked.
Can I jump? I'll lean over as well and go, Jones, I'm out of bullets! Do you have any bullets? Need some more bullets! I need bullets!
You don't need any bullets!
I need
You've already done enough damage today!
Yeah, you are fucking bleeding. You
Get out of the
could
pit. Get out of the pit.
roll another.
I'm just painting this thing, like, very rapidly.
Just
Make them stop, make them stop.
Rolls a d4.
Who? Just him? Okay.
3.
That's another 3 sanity points, as the things that you are most scared of are currently standing at the top of this pit, taunting you. And there's nowhere you can go in the pit, so you are trapped in this pit. And as you feel the edges of your with this thing and this black ichor, and as you feel your sanity starting to sway as they're hurling what can only be described as varying levels of abuse and threats down the hole, you just
what happens as you go down in sanity?
You acquire more and more phobias and more manias, and you're and then you end up in the professor's bed, I think, at the hotel is what happened the last time. But who knows? You become less and less able to do some of the things, so you start to lose skills after a while.
I'm going to shout up. Why don't you do something useful and find out how to activate the key?
That sounds like a terrible idea.
That is no key. Get out of the pit.
My work is not complete.
As you're down there, this giant skeletal beast, as it's formed both of its wings, it's now taking up almost the whole dimensions of this pit down here. So there's you and this huge skeleton that's sort of building itself in this pit with you, which you're currently less frightened of than you are of them.
Absolutely.
Jones, I really think you should get out the pit.
No. You see, when my father... Okay, I'm...
Oh, your father!
He found the cradle of life. No, okay.
Traitorous knife. Freud would have called that the mother.
I thought I would find Pandora's box to one-up him, but this will do. This will be what I'm known for.
This will be what I'm known for. Bleeding to death in a pit.
Can't you see? This magnificent creature.
There's simply mirrors in the air that are giving us mass delusions. You need to get out of the pit or you're going to die there.
You're the one with delusions if you can't see it.
I was using him at this point.
I think Marjorie is stuck in this.
Yeah, Marjorie, you are at the door. The door is closed to the shack.
Right.
You've got there on your hobbly foot.
I need to turn over the fuck.
Goodness, oh, you want to...
Yeah, I want us all to get ready and get out of there.
Okay,
So,
are you going back, are you hobbling back over there? Or are you...
no, I'm turning around because I don't want to lose my progress on my really bad foot belly walk. But I'm holding my heel in my hand that I'm not wearing. I'm just gonna wave it around and be like, guys! Sorry.
Where's Caitlin? Okay, sorry.
It's okay. It's only at the end. You can't get the police quarter going.
I Scooby-Doo jump into the professor's arms.
Okay.
Guys, we need to get Crowley and get out of here. This is very not good. It's giving me the heebie-jeebies. What is Pit Guy doing? Don't down there.
What's Pit Guy doing? You hear this screaming, shouting. That's the most reassuring voice you've heard since you've been here. Is this sort of bawled out scream of, what's Pit Guy doing in the pit?
I'm going to take a step back, sit down cross-legged, leaning against the pedestal in the center of the room, get out my pen and paper and start drawing the outline of this creature.
Okay. This creature's now got 4 limbs. It's got 4 limbs, so it's got these huge wings. It's now got, and it's skeleton. It's got 4 limbs. The sort of 2 that are joined near the top of its skeleton appear to have these long appendages and more sort of stout legs, for want of a better word, are forming at the bottom end of this skeleton, or towards the bottom end of the skeleton.
I said, let's go get Crowley.
I'll go up to Marjorie and I'll say, our good friend seems to have developed an aversion to us and a love of the subterranean passages of the mine. If you could assist him in getting out of the pit, that would be appreciated.
cool. I can just hobble back over. I'm
Okay.
like, oh, fine.
And I'm gonna go over to Crowley's.
Okay, so you swap. So the
Yeah.
professor goes over to the shack, which is currently closed.
Marjorie,
Um,
I need to borrow your shotgun. How many shells do you carry?
a number.
Marjorie, I need a shotgun. I need all the shells. Very important. Trust me.
From what I've seen, you don't know how to use one, and I already have an ankle injury, and he's already got a gunshot wound. You don't need more of this.
Don't worry. I'm not going to shoot you.
You can roll persuade
That's
if you want to try
reassuring.
and persuade the captain that you really shouldn't have your shotgun.
Yeah, that's a pass.
Is that a pass or a hard pass?
It's just a regular.
Okay. You are persuade. You are temporarily convinced by the fact that you can't actually use a shotgun.
You're right.
But you really think you should probably have it, even if you're not actually immediately going to use it. You should probably have it.
Maybe I could just hold the shotgun. With your angle, you probably couldn't shoot.
Okay, I mean, it has no bullets because you shot them all. But I will give you the shotgun. But if this bony thing starts attacking us, I'm giving it back.
Alright, let's go talk to Crowley.
Do you feel attached to this?
What did you say?
Okay, so you've got an empty shotgun. You've got bullets and no shotgun. You look into the pit, and now in the pit is this huge skeletal winged creature forming in this pit with these sort of four okay, now we're getting competitive with these sort of four limbs and your archaeologist still bleeding all over the floor, frantically ickering the walls with his paintbrush.
They heard me and they were like, go out and make as much noise as you can.
Yeah, almost certainly. It's become competitive. Yeah, it's alright. Carry on. So what are you going to try and persuade him to come out the pit? Are you going to try and intimidate him to come out the pit?
Yeah.
Are you going to hurl abuse at him in the pit?
I'm just gonna like sit on the edge of the pit and like my legs over there just like swinging and be like, okay, I think it's time to come out now. We're gonna get Crowley and then we can all go home.
Okay.
Crowley, yes, I need Crowley.
You can ride a charm or persuade.
Which,
He knows how to activate the key.
yeah, for sure, dude. Of course.
I think you activated it.
Yep, that's. What would be?
19?
Yeah, that's 19.
Okay. So you are mollified by the appearance of the pink-clad, one-shoed Marjorie Pepin, famous film actress, sitting at the top. The men have gone. You think that maybe coming to find Crowley would actually be quite a sensible idea, and certainly with Marjorie Pepin, no harm could possibly come to you.
What do you think you're like most known for, filmers?
What was it? The slow and the...
The slow and the mellow. And then.
I'll just be like, wait a second. You seem familiar. Are you from the slow and mellow?
Nobody's recognised her. You're the first person to recognise the famous Marjorie Pepin.
I watched that movie like 5 times at half speed.
She'd be like, absolutely, yes, I am that actress from the slow and the mellow. If you come up from the pit, I can tell you all about it. And you
As long as those horrible men are nowhere to be seen.
Yeah, there were no men in the slow and the mellow, just me in my car. And sit it on
Okay,
it.
I put the lamp back up. I climbed over the sit on it and start discussing the slow and the mellow.
Do you know anything about this? What happened in the slow and the mellow there,
Yes, please
Marjorie?
tell us.
So please tell us the plot of the slow and the mellow.
The slow And the Mellow is about a lady who goes on a road trip.
Mm.
And that's essentially the entire movie. She drives in her little car like and sometimes there's things where it's like, oh, maybe something is going to happen, and then it doesn't happen.
I love this. I'd watch
Yeah.
it.
Oh, so it's just like the maybe Reddit, but as a movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basically, you start a car, and that's the most active bit of it,
Yeah, there's like
and then you drive the car.
Not
There's a-
yes, yes,
like-
no, and not no, yes.
Loving it.
I know it's a silent movie, but just like a guy like who's
You
really
could have
weird
it.
and
You
is
could
like,
have like
"Would you
subtitles.
like to come back to I can give you a ride to wherever you need to go.
And then
she's like,
no, thank
Yeah.
you.
She's like, I'm all good, thank you very much.
Oh, nice.
Yes.
Okay, it sounds like a high quality hour or so at the movie theatre.
Sure.
Yeah, at the picture
I
show.
quite liked the extended edition.
Director's cut.
Featuring the lost 35 seconds.
Okay, so you come out of the pit and you're happily discussing the intricate plot details of the slow and the mellow with
It's
Marjorie.
like a more modern days of our lives.
But more happens.
You're over at Crowley's shack. What are you two? Oh God, what are you
That
two?
of the shotgun on the door.
The door does not open.
Crowley!
All you can hear is I shouldn't. They are
Professor,
just
you are
Your
breaching your
ruins.
contract with the university. I'm here to bring you back.
Open the door! I'll shoot it off its hinges! I'm trying to intimidate again.
Yes, you can try and intimidate
Can
again.
I try and persuade?
You can try and persuade.
God,
Simultaneously?
Morrison.
Yes.
Wonderful. That's a fail.
That's also
God.
I have not rolled less than a 50 this entire night.
Okay.
Oh, that's
Crowley opens the door, carrying a shotgun,
Oh god.
and aims it at you, and goes,
Stay on.
and goes, they are here, and they are coming, and you must go. And he tries to shoot you.
I pulled the trigger. It's not loaded.
Yeah, yours isn't loaded. Okay. His is.
What's a shotgun damage out of curiosity?
Well, it killed the rat.
Didn't you shoot the rat with a rifle?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, it was the rat.
So he damage wise, it is. Oh, I think it's. Caitlin, what's your shotgun? That's the easiest way to.
What is my
It'll be down the bottom if you.
So he hits you, unless you're going to try and dodge.
My dodge is very bad. I think my dodge is like
What's
my
your
dodge is
shotgun damage,
50.
Caitlin?
I don't know.
It's on your shotgun at the bottom on your weapons.
Not really.
Did you write it on?
Look, I'll give it a go. But it's
You can always try.
that's 42.
Oh, so that would be a no. Let me vote
I tried
shotgun
to-
damage.
I'm getting shot at point blank range with a shotgun.
You are-
I'm getting several bullets.
Yeah, you're doing badly here.
If it's like a DT or something, you might just
No, I
die.
think it's 2d8. I think it's a
It's
roll.
pretty high.
What happened if you're down?
You dead?
You just did it.
I think so.
Pretty much.
Well, this is happening while we're discussing the plot of the slow and the
I
power.
could a 10.
That
1.
scene with the squirrel was
Oh, it's not too
inspiring.
bad. It's not too bad.
What are we looking at?
2d6.
2d6.
That's still enough.
Oh, 9.
9.
Yes.
I got 1 hit point left. Oh, yes!
I have 9 HP, so I'm glad that was you that you have like a gaping hole in your chest.
So
Wait,
he
wait,
manages to miss your chest, and it just goes straight through. It blows out your one shoulder. You drop Marjorie Pepin's shotgun. You want his shotgun, more than anything in the world.
I know I've just been shot. Can I just, like, lunge forward and try to grab him?
Yeah,
I'm
absolutely.
hoping he doesn't have 2 shots on this thing.
You can roll strength, or you can roll brawl if you want to. If you want to try,
Can I
and
also try and disarm
Strength
Crowley
is
at the same time?
roll strength.
That's a 90. So that's a fail.
That's a success on disarming
Okay.
Crowley.
So he rolled 55, so he maintained the grip.
Can
And
I
then
say I
as
grab my
you're
sword?
fighting, the professor reaches in and just pulls the shotgun out of it. So you're bleeding everywhere. You got 1 hit point. You're very wobbly. Pulls his shotgun back off you, and the professor whips it out of his grasp. And Crowley's just standing there going,
Your behaviour reflects very poorly on the university. I am here to bring you back to your senses.
Can I just reach over and try to just not aggressively, just like softly take it off the professor?
you can,
Can you give me the shotgun?
I am here. What do you
I need the shotgun.
I know you've got a fixation with these objects. I think it's best I keep it.
Also, can I have
He's got the aspirin.
I'll stay there. I'm not.
So
I hold it at my side.
you're
like
talking
a
to
little-
Marjorie. You can see, sort of just inside the door of this shack, Crowley and the captain and the professor having this Barney and this gun, and then blood flies out of the doorway. They're far enough away that you're not, terrified, jump down the pit, but you're definitely currently hanging with Marjorie.
Can I try and...
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
No, you go first.
I was just going to say, Marjorie, dear, would you be able to go and get a Crowley and tell him we're going to leave? I don't feel like going near that craziness with the guns.
I'm gonna like kind of pat his like shoulder, but he was just like bleeding. We had like a gun.
Hopefully
going.
it's not the right shoulder to
I think just
Can
like
roll
some of the
intelligence. Sorry.
blood, not the wound, just the blood surrounding it, and then like wipe it.
Yeah,
off.
you're still absolutely terrified of man.
And then
So you head over to where
pat on the shoulder and got blood on my hand and wiped it off with my pink coat. I don't care anymore. And then started hobbling quite quickly towards the scene, going, "This is not slow nor mellow."
this is not slow or mellow.
Can I also look for any bones that are up above something?
Yeah, so you're like desperately trying not to
To look at
look at these guys, looking at the bones, looking down the pit, and this creature's continuing to sort of to form, and then you can see another one starting to form next to it. There's out of the bones. There don't appear to be any bones at the top of this. They're sort of down the edges of this pit. There's nothing at the top that you can see.
It's a really good underneath.
So Crowley, what are you?
I'll say, Crowley, I've had a challenging day. My mind has been open to many possibilities. And for the time being, I'm going to acknowledge them. What has been watching? If you tell us what's been watching, we can help you.
Whispers. The whispers.
Who?
They won't stop. They call me. They're everywhere. If I can't resist, I must end it before they do. It's there. And he's pointing off into the forest. In the shadows. Can you see it? Can you see it in the and he's just pointing.
Can I follow his...
Yep. You spot him. And then he falls to his knees and holds his ears and starts screaming, "Get out! Get out!" and holding his head. Not on the spot him. You can just see trees. You can't see anything there.
Can I try some psychoanalysis to calm him the fuck down?
You can try. He's taken out a pen and a notebook and has just started scribbling in this notebook.
I'll sit down and I'll put my hands on his shoulders and I'll say, "Imagine your mind is a river," and I'll do some CBT bullshit.
Yeah, let me hold that for you.
And each of these voices is a lily pad on the river. It's very. And I'll proceed to do that.
The voices are a lily pad on the river. You can roll psychoanalysis.
Is
There
this
are a few-
shotgun shot? You got a shell in it, or do you shoot both of them into my shoulder?
No, you've got one shot.
Fantastic.
Okay, that's a 30, so that's a hard success.
Okay, he starts to calm and he just looks at you with these bloodshot eyes and goes, and he goes, "It's the altar is the source. The altar where they worshipped the bringer, where they made their sacrifices, where the bridge is, opening the gateway, the bridge, the artifact should be there. They took it and the others, they've gone." And he's looking around at all the other tents and he's gone. It was a warning, not a tomb, a warning, and we didn't understand, and you feel them breathing.
Lily pads.
Sorry. And he just sort of hands you his notebook.
Look at it.
And yeah, so what you can see is this sort of crude drawing, really heavily sort of scratched into this notebook of a sort of statue on a pedestal, and surrounded by these sort of shadowy figures, and he's and he starts. It's got protection. I need protection. Just written, just line after line. Protection. I need protection. Almost here. I need protection. We were never meant to know. I need protection. We need protection. I was never meant to know. It was an accident. Protection. We were never meant to know. Just over and over and over and over again in this notebook.
Doc, how do we stop this key?
Are you talking to him?
No, you. No.
Can I look through the book, see if there's any more signs of how we can stop it?
You see earlier in this notebook this sort of detailed map of what appears to be an altar off into the deep forest. There's some notes on an artifact that he's collected. That there's a picture of an altar, and there's notes that you need to. They've removed the artifact, and this gateway has started to open. That they need to seal it, and that it will need a ritual. And there's notes, and there's bits from papers that have been kind of ripped out and stuck in. So you create language or library use.
I would love to use
in terms of studying this to try and make head and tail of it.
63, so that's a success.
Okay, so it would appear that you need to take the artifact, and that you need to put it back on this altar thing, and you need to spill some blood, and you need a source of light, and then you need to do some kind of sort of incantation. This looks very occult. You
Just close the book, rip the pages out. Done.
and he just looks horrified, and
I'll pass it to you.
I can't read very well. I don't think I've got much chance.
he just looks at you and
What did it
goes,
say?
"If you won't stop them, then there is no point." And he starts to run.
Nope. Is he running into the house or out of the house?
Out across the forest. So he's running from over here that way.
Can I just try intimidation? Can I? I'll point the gun after him and say, "Hold your ground, sailor!"
You see Crowley come hurtling out, and the sailors shouting.
I will also shout from a distance. I'm not getting close to this person because he's a man. We're like, what's the key? I want to open the key. Then, I want to see
Intimidation.
the bridge.
A success, very nearly a hard success, but just a success.
Just success. He slows. He's still heading in that direction, going pointless.
If it would bring you peace of mind, we can check out this altar and see if we can fix it.
And he stops and goes, "If you can't, then the world will end."
Your world may end. You may perceive that. The world itself will not end.
Oh, shut up.
And he turns and runs towards the pit with his arms out and just throws himself
Oh.
into the pit.
Can I try to shoot his ankles as he's running towards me?
You're not going to kill my...
Oh, no, you don't!
Yeah,
I'll take
go
out
for
his
it.
ankles sometime.
Go for it. You could try
I
and
have no training in shotguns,
Yep.
so what am I rolling?
Uh,
Just a...
so you can roll. What firearms have you got proficiency in?
So I've got training with revolvers, with handguns.
So it's
Oh, here we go, rifle, shotgun, 25%.
it's firearm. Yeah. So it's 25.
I rolled exactly a 25.
You hit. Yeah. You hit his ankle. You were certain it was going to hit. Completely confident. There was never any doubt. And the master of the guns.
200 shots.
You master the guns. He blew a hole in your shoulder. You got 1 hit point. As you sway from the blood loss, it just happens to strafe in the right direction to just sort of take out his ankle. Looks, and you blow out his ankle as he screams and falls face first into the pit.
What? No!
Is he now bleeding on the altar?
No, I think
I think
he's dead.
It doesn't matter if he's dead, but it's just blood going onto like the centerpiece of the...
Does he need to...
Were you aiming on blowing him the other way?
I was aiming on stopping him from getting into the pit, yeah. I said it should have been
Oh,
I'm not sure if his blood's gonna
Pun?
assist in the
Do you need to
process.
roll damage on that, or is he just dead?
We'll have a look at his damage
Well,
in a
if he
second.
jumps in the pit, he's
I
gonna
can
die.
do it if he gets struck with gun damage.
Go on, you can roll 2d6 damage.
Oh.
So that was the story.
Yep.
Okay. That is 8.
Okay, so he's not dead. He's nearly dead, but he's not dead
Shot in the ankle.
from his shot in the ankle. He's blown his ankle off.
Oh.
He collapses on the side of the pit. Then.
Okay, awesome.
Okay.
I will say, someone grab him!
So you're bleeding at 1 hit point out of your shoulder profusely. Crowley has one ankle completely shredded from a shotgun strafe that was pretty lucky, and is lying on the edge of this pit. Is anybody moving towards it?
I'm moving. I said I'm going to lose my tenure, and then I'm going to go and try and first aid.
Okay, can first aid him?
No first aid sailor.
Yes.
Alright.
Big men. Fuck
Nope.
men. I'm going down the pit again.
I fail.
You failed first aid.
They've all come out of the tin. I'm
Pull
not
his
back in the
ankle.
pit.
How badly failed did you fail?
Oh, by 2.
Oh, okay. You don't make him any better. He's not bleeding out. Yep.
I got 6.
Oh, so is that hard success or a very hard success? What's your first aid?
Just like 30.
So 30, what's the middle one? And the
30. Middle one will be 15. Hard one will be 6.
So you
very
hard success. So you gain 3 hit points back. You use the belt of your trench coat to tourniquet this wound, and then you wedge some fabric into it and bind it tightly. It doesn't feel too bad. It's got an aspirin in there because you've learned that that's useful now in the wounds. So you feel much better. Now you've got a giant big... You tie it in a beautiful bow. It's very attractive.
Thank you. Here's your shotgun back, and I'll hand you trollers.
I don't think this is mine. Isn't mine like laying on the floor?
You've got yours. Yep, so you've now got 2 shotguns.
Oh great, well this.
You know what they
You
say?
had yours.
Down in the hands worth 2 in the bush.
So you've now got 2 shotguns. How close are you to the pit?
Me?
Yeah.
As soon as I saw them all come out of the thing, I just sprinted to the pit.
So you're going back down the pit?
Yeah.
I'm on the edge of the pit treating Crowley.
Oh, God.
Or trying to.
Roll...
I just want to be away from these mean.
Okay.
Real.
Roll... Intelligence.
Both of us?
No. Indiana
It's a
Jones.
pass.
Okay.
Just a root pass.
You are looking at the guy with the bleeding shoulder with the big pink bow, and the plump professor, and whoever that guy was who's no longer got an ankle, and you can't quite work out. So you feel uneasy, but you are no longer terrified of men. You're trying to work out why you're uneasy, but you're no longer terrified.
That's good.
No, so instead of going down the pit, I'll go over to Crowley and be like, the key. What's the key? How do we get to the bridge?
Because
Stopping the bridge. Wait.
and Crowley looks at you and goes, "The bridge is at the altar, and the key.
What's the
And
key?
he just looks over at his shack, at his
I'll
tent.
go to his shack and try and find hidden items.
Now,
Okay.
can I like hypnosis him to go to sleep?
You could try hypnosising.
Would I get advantage because he's like suffered such blood loss that he's probably passing out anyway?
Oh.
No.
You want to skip the dice?
No.
I do.
Now, Marjorie, on second thought,
Nope. God, just
Oh dear.
Nothing is easy.
you know, Marjorie, on second thought, you've got 2 guns, and I don't have any guns. Maybe I should keep carrying.
Oh!
You gave me the gun.
Yeah, but on second thought,
What's that?
Spotting hidden in the key. I'm trying to find a key.
Okay.
Or something really weird that looks like a rock that would bleed.
Oh,
That
I
might
would
be-
have passed you the journal. Oh no, I gave you the journal.
Yeah.
no, I didn't accept it.
Oh, you didn't. Oh, when we were over Crowley, I'll give you the journal
Okay.
so you can.
I'll also look at that for a second. But I'm looking for a key.
That,
Journals can wait.
The key is in the journal.
Is it?
On the altar. The diagram of the thing on the altar, isn't it?
There's some kind of key. It may be a metaphorical key as opposed to an actual key.
Yeah, but I'm looking for an actual key
Yes.
before I open this book.
That's what I thought. So you're looking. You are unable. So what you find? What was your spot hidden?
So it's just a read pass.
Okay. So in this, you find that there's like a bench. There's sort of paper strewn everywhere. You find a stone. A stone. A sort of obelisk. Sort of. Sort of standing there with a sort of pointed top, It's got a slightly odd shape, so it's not got sort of four sides, more sort of almost sort of hexagonal coming up to a point, the very small hexagon, and it's sort of on the desk like a giant paperweight, just surrounded by scribblings and pictures and bits torn out of books and things sort of stuck on the walls of the shack. And
does it have any rooms and stuff on this office?
like roll occult.
No dice.
Okay. You think there's a symbol on this, but you don't recognize it. You don't know what it is. You don't know whether it's a rune or just a design
I'm just
feature.
gonna throw this obelisk under my arm,
Nice.
and I'm gonna, with my other arm, it's very sore because I can't carry the other thing. I'm just gonna start reading this diary, like with one hand, flipping the pages as I walk, like very quickly to the edge of the pit, and I'm just gonna be shouting, "I've got the key! I've got the key!"
I don't think the altar's here. I think the altar's in the forest.
Yeah, it is in the forest.
I think this is something else entirely.
Do I see the altar in the book?
So do what, down the pit or around
No, I'm
here?
reading the book as I go to the...
Yeah. So you don't see it around here. You've not seen what this looks like. You've not seen before.
Okay, so it's definitely not the pedestal at the bottom.
No.
We must find the altar.
That's what we've been saying.
Well, lead the way.
I don't know where it is.
There's
Well,
a
it's
map
in
in the
the
book. Yeah, there's a map that says basically.
I can read maps.
Hit.
Oh my god. My navigate is 70 or 71.
Oh,
There's no water on this map.
Okay, let me try. As my navigator's 10, and I got an 82.
God.
My
I hold it
friends,
upside down.
let me show you how it should be done. 99!
You literally just walking around in a circle.
I hold it upside down and I said, "You see this dark section here? That is the night sky."
As you start walking, you just come out of the forest and you can see back into the town where you started from.
We say, we control everything the light touches.
It's the Lion King reference.
Can
Dark
I,
shadowy place.
The dark shadowy place over there.
Can I try to steal Jones's gun from its holster? And then if I succeed, have a new sense of self-confidence and try the navigate check again?
Yeah, go
Lovely.
for it.
What do I roll to try to...
To steal.
Yeah.
sleight of hand.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, it is.
Sleight of hand, 10%.
I like your chances.
That's a 35.
So you notice that the captain's trying to take your.
What are you doing? I don't have a gun.
given the hole in my shoulder, I don't think you should have a gun.
Given the hole in mine, I don't think I should.
You have 2 shotguns.
Yeah, I'll hand him a shotgun and be like, okay, here's a gun, and then I'll take like a little pack of bullets out of my trenchcoat pocket.
Shells, yeah.
Please, I just put my hand on the shoulder and be like, please don't point it at me.
Alright.
Keep aiming for people's feet. You seem to be proficient.
Alright. With a newfound sense for loaded gun, can I try the check again?
Yes.
You're welcome.
Thank God. 21.
Right. Good night.
It worked.
I'll shut that door down in the kitchen.
We're being too loud.
No, it's fine.
That's a hard
You're right.
success.
A hard
Hard
success.
success.
Okay. You realize that the way the professor is going is wrong, and that it is,
I'm about to walk off the cliff.
and that would be the back way to town. And you definitely don't think that the altar is in the town. You think it is to the northeast through the forest of where you are.
This way, and I'll point with the shotgun.
With the shotgun. start wandering out into the forest. As you start to walk out, the forest feels hostile. It feels alive.
What did we do with Crown? Sorry.
You've left him bleeding out of his shattered ankle on the side of the pit with the skeleton creature growing in it. But,
Alright, cool. It's like that now.
but unless you want to turn around and do something with him.
He's just going to die slowly and painfully now.
Oh, I like jumping into a shallow pit. That's a cool idea.
If you wish to do something else with Crawley before you head out,
No.
you may wreck on that.
No, I'm
No?
good.
Okay, we'll leave Crawley there.
As I feel this unease, I'm going to get the obelisk and say, "It's okay, we should be safe. I have the key." And I get my brush out and start brushing the obelisk with the goop.
Superstition is not going to do anything. If there's wolves in these woods, we're going to die.
Professor, you
Roll.
saw the bones, yes.
Some
Natural world, spot hidden, if you want, or occult,
Any of us?
any, yeah. Or listen.
Success on natural world.
well, useless.
Success, just 3 ways.
So, natural world, you see along the side of the path this pile of sort of animal corpses just twisted unnaturally on the side of the road. So, dogs, you can see like a fox, some rabbits just all twisted together, some being peeled but largely just twisted into this strange mass on the side of the road.
I got 70. I got a pass on listen.
On listen, you can hear whispers, and as
What do you say?
and as you walk through the forest, you can hear your name being whispered, and then the titles of all of your most your best manuscripts and your best published papers. Roll D4.
Cool. 4?
4 sanity loss. As these voices in the trees seem to know about your greatest works, and they start to whisper thoughts in your head about they're not actually that good. Maybe some of this is hocus pocus, made up, no evidence.
My citations were perfect.
Sorry?
What's going on?
What did you say?
My papers. The citations were very well done. First edition APA citations. Very good.
I feel like after your thesis, you just get PTSD every time the word citation is mentioned.
I do, and I haven't even done one yet.
Roll a D100.
Oh god.
I'm obsessed with the MLA references. Nothing changes.
51.
You you become, and you can pick what it is, but you start to develop this a sort of monomania. So you've got this single thought, this single idea, this single concept that becomes all-consuming. It's everything. It makes perfect sense. You can see it with complete clarity.
Sorry. We're all about to learn a lot about the modern language association reference system.
Sorry, what you said?
You can pick the subject. So the professor has started arguing with the Whispers about the fact that his citations were outstanding on his published works, and that the criticism is unfounded, and this sort of and has started to develop this single obsessive thought, this single unified focus that's almost entirely all consuming. What would that be?
Which referencing system are you focused on?
See, here's the thing. I could make a lot of cheap shots at Freud right now.
Feel free. All the shots.
None that are appropriate in the presence of children.
Yeah, you don't mind.
No. I'm going to be become obsessed with the fact that this cigar is a cigar. It's not. Anyway, that's my thought.
Okay, so the captain remains obsessed by guns. You are now obsessed.
Don't understand, it's a cigar!
That's a pipe.
This isn't a pipe! This
It is a
not
pipe.
a pipe!
It's a pipe. It's a beautifully hooked pipe. Yeah, smoking pipe.
Have you tried
God.
popping the end of your cigar with a cigar?
This is not a cigar, this is a pipe!
But you just said it was a cigar!
I can ask for I crushed an astronaut.
Answer this. Oh, God. I go into my top pocket and light a cigarette and just be like, why?
So as you're walking through this forest, you can hear that distant sort of rhythmic hum, and the earth smells damp and decayed, and there's this sort of faint metallic taste to the air. You can hear cries. You're not sure if they're human or animal. I think probably animal. What did you roll? Natural world. You've got lots of animal remains. Did you roll anything? Listen, spot hidden.
I did a roll, but I got 95.
So you're totally oblivious. Your ankle is really painful as you're hobbling through this forest. You are absolutely distracted.
I rolled
And the fact that everybody seems to be going slightly mad.
just a success by like 2 on the call.
You glimpse figures flitting between the trees, and every time you turn to look at them, they seem to vanish, like they're not there. You can see them. Every time you point them out, nobody else can see them, and you see them moving, like they're tracking you. But when you turn to look at them, they've gone. You roll 1d4. Okay, take off 4 sanity points, and you just become completely paranoid about everything.
Okay.
Just paranoid. That there's things, that there's voices, that there's staff, that you've got a thing, and it's the thing, and the cigar, and the guns, and the guns, and almost certainly faking an ankle injury, and should be wearing 2 shoes. There's probably something in that level of paranoia.
I'm just like, they're watching us. They're watching us.
You're the only sane one left, you know.
Yeah.
I just look at you and just be like, just walk on. Your ankle's fine.
Trust me, if I could wear my beautiful heel, I would be doing so right now.
Where is it? I'll put it on for you.
I could have done it myself, but I can't because my ankle is injured. Because this one pushed me into a pit.
Lies. They're watching. And I'm gonna like fall on the ground and put my ear to the ground and just be like,
As you do that, roll listener.
Where is this?
Under L, probably.
Yeah, that's a complete failure.
A complete failure. You don't hear anything, and
I'm
somehow
right next
that's
to you going,
worse.
Wait, this is cigars?
Cigars.
Spice! Spike! No cigar! They're watching us.
Guys been eating things on the side of the trail.
I understand clearly.
What's happening?
There's mushrooms everywhere.
Yes.
Are we going the right
You're
direction?
trying
Yeah. Somehow you are going in the right direction. It was a good job.
About the issue of the pipe, I'll figure out your diagnosis.
I don't think we're going the right way.
No.
That can't be the right way.
This is definitely the right way.
No! No, we must go back. They're watching.
And
I trust you for the record.
you can hear
That's good. Can I have the second shot?
you can hear wings beating.
Oh no.
Oh no! It's coming!
It's the
It's
rocket.
coming.
Yeah.
The creature! Can't you hear?
And this
I think we should.
This
I think we should
shadow-
start running.
We have the key!
big shadow. You don't need a spot hidden. Big shadow passes over you, and you feel the wind of this thing passing overhead.
It's beautiful, but it's watching. It has friends. In the trees.
There's nothing
Quick, quick.
in the
We
bird.
can't see them.
You
Contemplate taking a shot at it. I think it's too
so, and in front of you, there's this screech, and in front of you on the path
Oh.
I should.
lands
It's scary.
one of these things. It's no longer a skeleton. It appears to be covered in sort of decaying flesh. 15 minutes? It appears to be covered in decaying flesh. It just screeches and stands in front of you. So initiative's done on Dex.
Oh god.
So, what's your Dex?
50.
30. But I've got a gun.
No,
No, say got 75, don't they?
Pardon?
Don't the guns got 75?
The gun does, yes.
70.
70?
Oh, I got 50.
Pardon?
55.
55. Okay. So your gun, which is fully loaded and randomly aimed, goes first.
Oh, you have a high DC.
No.
The gun
I have
does.
a Dex, but weapons just go at a set. So
Uh-huh.
if you've got your weapon drawn and someone goes down, it goes first.
It goes first.
And it's really quick.
And then it goes. And then it will be... You'll go 70. What was yours?
55.
I'll be
You...
last.
No,
Oh,
I'll be last. I'm third.
Yeah, then it goes this way around the table.
Extras.
Okay? So your gun goes first.
Lovely.
What about Mark?
I shoot it.
Are you prepped it and holding it? The sailor very definitely has one. Have you loaded both?
I've loaded both. And I think I've got like another couple of shells in my hand.
Oh,
that's holding
okay.
the barrel
Yeah.
for maximum quick loading.
Go for it.
Awesome. I'm not very good. 16 up.
Oh,
That's a
damn.
success.
That is a success. It is going to try and dodge that, which it would have to do fucking well to beat that. Oh, that was my other 10. Oh, there is Pega. With 88. So,
Down your sea dog!
so you hit.
2d6 is it for a shotgun?
Mm-hmm.
7.
Okay.
Not bad.
Not bad. So you blow this huge hole through this wing, and this thing then it draws itself up, and it comes out to try and bite and hold. So it's attacking to just try and bite onto you and hold. So you can try and fight back, but you can't fight back with a gun. So you can try and fight back sort of with an unarmed strike, or you can try and dodge.
My dodge is so terrible, there's no point. My dodge is 15, so I'm going to go fight back with a ball. Ball is... fail on fight back.
So it bites. So, oh dearie me. So it bites onto you, and it takes 3, 8, 9, 10. It takes 13 strength points off.
Ooh.
As it starts to drain your strength. If your strength gets to 0, you die as well.
Curse of Strahd flashbacks.
Yeah, so it starts to drain your strength. Yeah, and it attaches itself onto you.
Okay.
Don't love that.
You'll go.
Because I'm paranoid.
Yeah, so you're paranoid.
As soon as I hear this gunshot, I just look at you and I'm like, "You're gonna fucking hit me again!" And I try and take the gun off you.
I hate you.
How do I take this gun off you? What do I need to roll?
Strength.
Do I roll strength as well?
Yep.
With my new terrible numbers?
This is 95.
I rolled an 8.
Nice. You have the gun. You have the gun. You are not letting go of the gun. You love the gun. It is your gun.
I am the gun.
I am the gun. So you try to disarm unsuccessfully.
Is that like the full turn?
Unless you want to move.
Can you draw a weapon or is that?
Yep, you draw a weapon.
Okay. I draw the handgun and point it at you.
I'll
Okay.
point the shotgun at you while being
You're up.
vampire.
Okay, well, I'm gonna try and do this thing with my...
Okay.
I feel like
We're about to kill each other.
No. I want to kill you. I'm just scared that you might shoot me.
That's 10.
Oh.
Right.
You might kill me if you shoot me.
You kill me if you shot me. I got 4.
It does not dodge.
Did you say by that standoff we would dodge each other?
That's 4.
No, I don't
Nice.
think that's
Excellent. So it's holding on. Professor.
I'm gonna get my cane.
Nice.
It's kind of one of those. Like, it's got duck head as the
Mm-hmm.
top. And I'm gonna get that, try and hook it around this thing's neck and pull it off the captain.
Oh, okay. So you can roll unarmed attack.
Okay, I've got a cane in my weapon because you
Yep.
said I could use it.
You can use the cane. Yeah.
Cool. Which I assume is fighting brawl?
Yep.
Unless I can use my rapier.
You can use your rapier. Yep.
That certainly fails. I whack you in the head.
Okay. You are currently effectively held by this thing. You could try and shoot it, but it's going to be a hard check to do so
Can I?
because you're held in this thing's forearms.
Can I shoot using my revolver stats? I was saying before I was out of ammo, but I'm assuming that's not really a thing in the game.
Not right now.
Why?
No. It can be, but no, I'm being no.
I'll go for a hard check to shoot it. Yeah.
Yep.
Nope.
Okay. Do you want to try and break free from this thing? No.
I don't think
Okay.
there's much point.
So
My strength is pretty bad.
What's DB?
Damage bonus.
So that's whatever you add to your thing. So you take 2 damage.
Ooh.
You take oh no, whatever that was. I'll pick another one.
It was a 7.
Okay, thank you. 10, 7. So 20 off your strength,
Ooh.
and this thing starts to fly off with you.
With me.
Yeah.
Whoa.
So you can also take 2 sanity off and roll a d100.
Mm. 44.
Oh, 44. 44. You are currently frightened of being touched while being held up in the air. So you have a phobia of being touched and an absolute obsession with guns.
Great combo.
That's a good combo. Get your hands off me! Cool, I'll scream.
Okay, that was its turn. Is it your go? It's within range if you're shooting. Yeah.
Okay, I definitely will be shooting. I'm just going to shout out.
You can just hear this.
Come back here! I have to capture you! You're going to be my prize! My one, like my career, what do you call it? My defining piece of my career. So
My
trying to
magnum opus.
Magnum opus, that's it. Oh god. No, I can't shoot very well. I've rolled way too high this whole time.
So you fire and it just beats his wings. This bullet just goes. It lodges in the wooden leg of the captain. It just went past the wing. As the wing came down, you waited for the wing to go back up again and shot the captain in the leg. It was an excellent shot.
Next time it won't be you.
Pepin.
I'm just gonna take another shot at this thing. I suppose.
What did you roll?
90.
90. And a shotgun takes off the bottom of your wooden leg.
Jesus Christ, that's still part of me!
Professor.
How far away is it?
Oh, it's just taken off, so it's about 5-6 foot off the ground. It's hittable potentially at full strength.
I'm gonna grab my shoe and throw it at the creature.
Okay. Unarmed shoe attack.
Actually, no. I'm gonna throw my pipe and I'll say, "It's not a cigar anyway." And then I'll throw it at the creature,
Okay.
trying to knock it off balance while it's flying.
Okay.
A cigar.
That's about all I can do, I'll be honest. So can I use the throw?
You can use the throw.
Ooh, that passes. Just.
Alright.
Somehow.
You throw this. Was your pipe lit or not lit?
It was lit.
Okay.
I'd been smoking.
Roll straightforward, just straight luck.
Is that just a... Oh, yeah. That's right. Success, that's a 2.
Okay. Your pipe tumbles through the air and hits this sort of thin, rotten flesh that sort of and just goes, and this wing starts to burn up on the one side, and you see this thing start to canter back down towards the ground.
That was my best tobacco.
What are you smoking?
I go to smoke and then I'm like, right.
Your pipe falls back down to the ground. Captain, it's your... You've got bullets in your leg and a bit of wooden leg missing.
Can I, seeing that my leg has been shot to bits anyway, unscrew it or something and try to just stab it through the wings so that this thing...
Absolutely. You could roll brawl.
How could I miss it?
Yeah.
That's a 99.
Oh, you drop your leg.
I haven't had a 99 yet, so...
I've had 3 this session.
As this thing's careering back down to the ground, it's going to roll Dex to basically see whether it can continue to hold you as it's trying to fly. And the answer to that is no. So it drops you
Oh, no.
as it's trying to fly with one wing, and one wing's on fire. roll a d4 for pipe damage.
I have 2 hit points left.
3.
And you roll
You're not
a
far
D4.
enough. No. So that was for damage from the pipe from sitting on a wing. You do not take any damage from falling because you're not high enough up to do that. You land in the pile of animal carcasses on the side of the, and it's nice and
I
soft.
think I'd rather die.
You're gonna go for shrubbery or something.
Shrubbery.
Like,
You missed the shrubbery. It's basically just failed to fly with this one wing. Dr. Jones.
I say, it was probably flying to the what do you call it? The altar. I will track it and we'll find the altar. So I'm gonna.
We still have a map.
Can we see it? Or is it?
The altar.
No, the thing. Oh, this is 24 and my track is only 10. Lame. I can't track this thing, so I just walk into the bush,
Right.
In the direction it was flying.
Okay, it's still
That's
there.
just nice.
It's lost a wing. It's just falling in front of you. It's not. It's
I
not
do
disappeared.
believe we're about
Okay.
to die.
It's just. It's here. It's not flown off.
Oh, okay,
It's
I
just.
thought it
It's
was
just
Kill
kilted.
yourself, Doc, and I'll crawl out of
It's
the animal carcass.
Kilted to the ground. So if you want to shoot it,
Yeah,
you
can
wouldn't
I
need
give
to
it a
track.
shot?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you wouldn't need to track it. It's
Okay.
here with one wing
I thought it
in the middle of the floor.
Well, I suck at handguns, so that's another 64, which does not allow me to hit it.
You shoot.
40.
Oh,
You shoot straight through the wing that is no longer there. And you see this thing look towards you and go and take this deep sort of sniff and just look at you.
My paranoia is just making me literally, I'm gonna soil my pants.
Punch check.
Valid.
Punch check. Pepin.
Alright, let's see if I can shoot this thing. Yep, that's a 13.
Nice.
Okay, let's go try and dodge.
without wings.
76. So that's only that.
Without
Oh, that's 2 of my dice. Yeah, so it's just lumbering around all over the place. It's got
Okay.
no control at all.
Let's go. That is a 7.
So, Pepin, you sort of stand there while somebody's paranoid, somebody's throwing a pipe, somebody's lying in an animal carcass pile with one leg, and you line up and you just blow this thing to pieces, and as you do, the sort of head blows off, and this stench of sort of rotten flesh, just falls out of this thing. Roll d6.
Uh-oh.
2. 3.
So you take off 3 sanity points.
That's not too bad.
And then roll a d100.
Mm-hmm. That's 35.
Oh my god. Marjorie Pepin of the Prepin Pepin's only daughter, Slow and the
Slow and mellow.
Mellow,
forget?
now has an obsession to see justice done. Okay, you're obsessed to see justice done.
Something
Okay.
did drop my friend in a bunch of carcasses.
Okay, justice will be served.
Lord of Justice, I'll be subscribing.
Okay, so this thing just starts to dissolve into sort of black ichor,
Does it look like the same
And-
as the one that was? Yeah.
and the black ichor just sort of soaks into the ground in the forest. You pull the captain and bolt your leg back on. It's about yay shorter than your other leg, so you've now got a sort of clunking
Sideways limp.
limp, and you carry on through into this forest, paranoid, obsessed by guns, completely fixated on the cigar. It's not a cigar.
I'm just holding my whiskey out.
Paranoid, seeking justice of any kind for anything.
This time so soup.
That's what we all think.
That's what they all think. And the forest starts to open into a large, absolutely circular, completely circular clearing, in the center of which stands a huge obsidian altar. Let's see, there we go. Let's pull that. Let's get rid of this one. Kill that off. Ooh. But you can see this on top of this thing. You can see this sort of black tower. But when it's like it's not there. You can see where it should be, but it's not there. You can see through it. It's straight. So you see this base and this jet black slab of sort of stone glowing with this sort of pulse, like a heartbeat. And the center of this pedestal is empty. You can feel the thing that you've got either under your arm or you've dropped it in the forest, who knows, starting to pulse in time with the runes.
I'm going to put that in the middle. It's the key.
As you move to
Dr. Jones, no!
as you move towards this altar, this huge sort of these twisted shapes of sort of humanoid figures and animal bones start to come up in front of you, sort of out of the earth around it, just making this screen sort of 10 foot high around this altar. As you run towards it, all these sharp bones and sticks stick out towards you. If you carry on, you can roll a dodge, or you can just roll straight dex to see whether or not you can swerve in time, or whether you just run straight into them like a stabbing picket fence.
Oh, that's a like equivalent to crit.
Ooh, what is it?
Is that 0 or 100?
10. But my dex is 70, so it's 14 for the.
Yeah. Okay. So you slide dramatically, artifacts are outstretched and stop millimeters from these pointed, jagged, sharp bones and branches pointing straight at you. Guarding this
I'd
pulsing
turn to
or
the professor and be like, my dear professor, how do you explain this one?
It's all in our minds.
Well, then you walk into the spikes.
I am the master of my mind, and I'll walk into the spike. I am the master of my mind. I am the master of my mind.
you're walking straight into the spot. God.
How many points you got?
Enough.
You take 2 damage as
I am the master of my mind.
and you take 2 points of damage and 4 points of sanity.
That's fine.
And in addition to your obsession with your single thought, you also have a fear of needles and sharp implements.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, fair enough.
So you're the master of your mind. You walk into these sort of needle-sharp bones and twigs sticking out. You take minimum damage, but you are terrified.
I was the master of my own mind! And then I'll run out of it.
Hurry up and place the game!
You can see as you're standing there with these sort of effigies sort of guarding this thing. You can see symbols scorched around this into the earth around this altar.
Can I?
You could do occult, yeah, or anthropology.
Could I use library use because of my
Oh,
book?
yeah, you can.
Okay, that's good. That's just a rigged pass
Okay.
for a call. I'm glad I went with the cult character.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I've passed is just a cult. Everything
Okay.
else I failed.
So you see that the runes say that the harbinger sleeps beneath the gate, blood and light bind its prison, and it is written on this altar, and scorched into the earth are what appear to be a summoning ritual. Going at the point that the professor's blood drips onto the ground and hits these runes, you see this swirling, this coming up through this sort of encasement of effigy, this obsidian sort of tower forms where the artifact should sit is right on the top of this. This is now sort of 20 foot up in the air, this solid tower, and behind in the air, this lightning, you feel the static as this swirling vortex starts to open, and within this vortex you start to see this tentacled arm and what appears to be this inconceivably large being starting to crawl through this portal. That's where we're going to leave.
Fantastic.
Good, thank you.
Thank you very much. Thanks for having that on such short notice.
You're all right, no worries.